Hey everybody, my name is Fajha Johnson and welcome to Coach's Corner, where we give you exclusive behind the scenes of what the players and coaches are up to here at Prairie View A&M University. Today I'm here with Coach Abe Garcia.
Hey, how are you doing, Dave?
How are you doing today?
Good.
I have a couple of questions for you about this season, if that's okay.
We're here for it.
All right, perfect. My first question for you today is, can you share your thoughts on rejoining PVMU's ladies soccer team as a head coach in 2023 and the significance of being a head coach in the program's history?
Yeah, I'm excited. First of all, I'm excited to be back.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I've always told people that Prairie View is home to me. When I first started in this gig, like most coaches, like, hey, just go somewhere, build a program, find the next chapter, right? However, this is home, and this is a place that captivated me.
Awesome.
Everything from what the university has to offer, the culture, the richness, the deep history. So it's all great things that lure me back again. And it's very, very exciting. As far as, what was that second question?
The significance of being a head coach in the program's history.
And as far as the significance of being here again, it's big. I felt like, again, it's home, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a program that I've helped start. It's a program that I helped to build.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, sweat, tears, and long nights involved with it, and obviously having the opportunity to be back is, I'm grateful.
Yes, that's amazing. So soccer to you is like a family, essentially.
Yeah, soccer's I enjoy it. When they say, when you wake up in the morning for work, and you feel like it's a job, it doesn't feel like it's a job. I enjoy it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And I'm so happy to hear that, because I feel like a lot of coaches don't have that mindset. And so for you to have that mindset, that's beautiful. And I'm sure your students and players enjoy that a lot.
Well, that's the goal, right? We try to set an environment where they could enjoy that experience as a student athlete. It's a little bit different as a student athlete, just because I think the perception is, all you do is do this. They're sports jocks, right? But it's not easy. I mean, they have academics they have to endure. They have to also, they got the pressure of winning. They got the pressure of, maintaining their scholarships. They got the pressure of, now, especially with social media, that, having that pressure on them, right?
Yes.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that. That was an amazing answer. My second question was, how would you describe the team's journey under your leadership in general?
Well, it's been, it's been it's been a little rocky start, I would say. And I would say that because I took over the job this past May. About 10, 11 players stayed behind. And as we need 11 players on the field plus subs. So we were really bare minimum.
Yeah.
So I had about June, July to try to bring in at least another 10 to 12 players to kind of put a team together. We managed to do that. As a matter of fact, I think it was right before Sam Houston. We're still trying to get some players cleared, trying to get them eligible, make sure they get all transcripts and all that. And as the season progressed, we started kind of working on the things we want to work on as far as our playing style and the way we want to look on the field. But even at that point, it's one of those things, you're taking a step forward and two steps back.
Backward.
Yeah. We had injuries here. Like this was the first time ever I've had so many concussion injuries.
Wow.
We had about 4 or 5 players that were out with that. And some of them were key players that really, again, I think if we would have had a healthy team, it might have been a little bit, it might have been a little bit different on the record column. But overall, now it's, kind of trying to change the culture. Not necessarily change the culture, but trying to set a culture together that is what we want here at the university, as what we want here as a program, how we want our players to represent the university and represent our program.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And so my next question for you is, before coaching at Prairie View, you started your coaching career at Waller High School, correct?
That's correct.
Yes. Okay. So I was going to ask, how did that experience shape your coaching approach?
Well, so I was fresh out of college at that point, right? And all I knew was what I had experienced as a player. and I was able to get hands-on experience right away.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't necessarily a, hey, let me sit, observe. No, I got hands-on experience.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make my own sessions, I had to plan my own, how am I going to run this team and so forth. So a little, trial and error type thing. I think that's along the way. That's in any profession. It's part of it. If you're able to make a mistake, all right, can you correct it?
Yeah.
Can you move on from that?
Right.
And that's how you grow and learn. And I think that's how you become better. I think that allowed me to really see how I would run a program. It allowed me to really shape that up. And now when I had the opportunity to come here, it's like, okay, here's how I want to run this program.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. So you said you were fresh out of college, coming from Waller.
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind me asking about your university days?
No.
Okay.
I heard you dug up some stuff there.
Yeah,
so.
I dug up a little bit. I did a little bit. The internet did me right. Well, since we're talking about you saying that you're fresh out of college, I was going to ask, reflecting on your playing days at Shriner University, how did being a 4-year starter and leading the team to its first conference tournament in 2004 influence your coaching style?
Well, I think my old coach Paul Hayes had a big influence in the way that I think operate. I think the way that I also live with the players, right? I honestly never thought I was going to be coaching. I never had that as a career mindset. But my experience there has helped me shape the way I am as far as a coach. He was a very player coach. I knew that I could go to his office and talk to him. I knew that he'd make things. Now looking back as a coach on the other side, you're like, oh, I thought those were dumb things, but now it's like, wait a minute, he was just trying to get us to open up to him or be involved in the program. So I mean, don't get me wrong, there was times when him and I didn't see eye to eye. But those are learning experiences, right? But overall, I feel like that is kind of like the backbone. Along the way, I've been around other coaches that also have influence in the way I carry myself. Whether it's soccer coaches or even coaches outside of that.
Right.
So that's also helped me. Being around a high school level, the college level, and then I think I had an opportunity to coach the Salvadorian national team.
Wow.
Indoor team, and being around professional athletes, like that also was another stepping stone in my career.
Your mindset.
No, it does. It does. I mean, you kind of see the behind the scenes of what they go through and what their mindset's a little bit different.
Like, for sure. Okay. Thank you for that answer. My next question is, what process do you go through to recruit your students? What do you look for when recruiting students onto your team from either across the country, across the state, across the globe, from wherever? Right. What goes into that?
Obviously, we want to make sure that student athlete it's a good fit, right? Both for our program and the institution. We want to make sure that we're bringing players to graduate them. We obviously outside of winning, the academics is important because again, I believe there needs to be happy alumni that graduate from a program and want to give back.
Right.
But as far as the recruiting process. You start kind of identifying them at a young age, both their sophomore year or so forth. They'll come out to camps. We'll start that conversation. And then junior year, you're kind of starting to select them, right? Maybe put offers here and there. And then by senior year, at that point, we might be looking to add 1 or 2 maybe. Okay. That's normally what the process looks like. But given that right now we're in that rebuilding phase and trying to pick the walls back up per se.
Reconstruct.
Yes. Right now I'm looking for players that are going to be able to contribute right away. So then that's our goal.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Love that. I was just going to ask, my next question is, you said that you coach, you do a lot, and I'm sure you have a family. So I was going to ask, how do you balance being a coach, a father, and a husband at the same time?
Man, it's tough. You know what? I think that's one thing the second go round. I've learned that I have to be able to separate the two.
Mhm.
Because the first go round, I'd stay up here for late,
Yeah.
working, watching film, and so forth. Now I still somehow find myself sometimes at in the evenings doing some work or whatever. But I've learned to also like set it away.
Yeah.
Like I want to make sure I'm around my kids, and also I actually bring my kids up here. I mean, this past Tuesday, I brought them up and we're out the tennis courts. That afternoon, just kicking it, just having a good time. Right, and took them over to the baseball field. Coach Riggins, was kind enough to let the kiddos see the guys, and again they get excited with that, and that's what I want for them. I want them to be around, what's it called, to be around the athletes and around the girls and so forth. So
for sure. I have a question. Do your kids play sports or have
yeah?
you
So
them?
I have a daughter that plays soccer.
Awesome.
And I have a son that plays baseball.
Okay.
We encourage them to play multiple sports. So I think it's something that's going away nowadays. People are
social media.
They're just what's the word I'm looking for? Oh man, we're gonna have to cut that one.
Okay.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not social, is it? They specialize.
Okay.
Yeah. I think nowadays kids are starting to specialize in sports, and at the end of the day, it's not necessarily beneficial in my opinion. So we try to make sure they play a little bit of everything. Little man plays soccer too. He does flag football. Eliza does the gymnastics and all that good stuff. So I'm excited for him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, everybody, we'll be right back with Coach's Corner. We'll see y'all in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back to Coach's Corner. Right now I have with me Mya Sheridan and Coach Abe Garcia. I have a couple of questions for you, Mya, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you're an undergrad, you are not an undergraduate student, excuse me, you're a graduate student here at Prairie View, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and did you do your undergraduate where?
At KU,
At
University
KU?
of Kansas.
Okay, perfect. My question for you is, what factors contributed to you transferring from Kansas University to Prairie View University to play soccer?
So I played all 4 years. Well, not played all 4 years there, but I graduated from KU with a degree. So I was there for 4 years. My freshman year, I won a Big 12 championship. And I think I really just got everything that I needed out of that program. The coaches were great. Just had a really great experience there. So after I graduated and I had tore my ACL my senior year, I had 2 more years left to play, and I just decided that I needed something new, and I wanted to go closer to home, closer to family.
Okay.
So I'm originally from Texas. I was looking for, all the options in Texas, and I love Houston. And then obviously Prairie View's here, HBCU, coming from a PWI. I had the opportunity to go to HBCU, so I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, I've heard the experience is great. I know a few people who actually came from KU and that came to Prairie View who are athletes, and asked them a few questions about it, and they loved it. So I was like,
wow. That's awesome. So how have you, let me change that up. Have you noticed any differences between the two programs going to a PWI and coming to a HBCU? Have you noticed a difference between the programs?
Obviously there's a lot of people on the team that look like me. Playing soccer growing up, you know, a lot of girls that play soccer that are Black can tell you that, you know, growing up, you're like one of two, if not one of the only girls on the team. So, I mean, obviously that's a big change. And I think, you know, obviously it played an impact in like, you know, just how you are on the team, how you act on the team, just the culture of the school, you know. That really just played a big role in it, you know. Coming from the Big 12, you know, obviously like, you know, they have we had the biggest Adidas contract in the country at KU. So, you know, we had all the resources. But even coming to Prairie View, like all the other athletes I've talked to, they're like, you know, obviously like KU, we were spoiled there. We're spoiled. Like, you know, people washing our uniforms, you know, we're getting new gear every week, but like Prairie View has everything you need. Like, if not, you know, it's just, you know, just as good. But obviously the funding is not where it is as the Big 12 schools are. But, you know, since I've been here, I've enjoyed it just as much.
Okay, awesome. I'm happy to hear that.
Right at the part that she said we got everything we need. We don't
have everything.
We don't have everything we need.
Because we still do that.
Still need more. Obviously, we have more.
We have okay. We need more though.
Yeah.
They give us the. I won't say
we getting by.
But yeah.
Well, I see y'all have a little bit of chemistry here, and also I see that I heard that y'all crossed paths a little early in y'all's lives, and with ODP. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I heard that you played when you were younger, and you coached at for
Yes,
ODP?
that's correct.
Yes, that's correct. My question for both of you can answer this separately or together. It's up to you. I was going to ask, how do you feel like it contributed to the development of young soccer players? So for you, how do you feel like it contributed to your development as a soccer player from being younger to now? Do you feel like you still take those skills that you learned at ODP and use them now on the field?
Yeah, because you start ODP very young, probably like freshman, maybe a little bit before that, 15, 16. So you're going in there with college coaches. These are your coaches. You're going in there doing drills that, you know, you would do at a college, or you're meeting a bunch of new girls, you know, trying to get used to that just scene and that environment of meeting new people, talking to coaches, and then obviously playing with girls that are at a higher level. So a lot of the girls that I played with, I still know today. A lot of them played college, a lot of them played D1, and then a lot of the coaches I still know today that I've met through ODP.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's from a coach's standpoint. I mean, it allows us. We saw these kids at a very young age. I mean, I think the last time I was involved with it, I had a U12 group, and it's pretty much like the cream of the crop. The best kids out of the state of Texas. And at that time, I think I had a group above hers. And I remember it was Montevallo.
Yeah.
And we're in Montevallo. Oh, boy, I don't want to go there again. I mean, the overall experience was great. And also, even from a coach, you get to see other college coaches. You get to see how they interact, how they carry themselves. And at the time, it was great exposure for the kids, and it kind of allowed us to keep tracking them and so forth. But, it was great.
Okay.
So,
Maya, I have one last question for you. My question is, how do you feel that it's been balancing your student athlete life with your academics? Because you got a degree from Kansas University and now you're here at Prairie View for graduate. How do you feel like you balance those things? That's a lot. That's a lot.
I think, you really just have to use your resources and the people around you, because, coming in like as a freshman, like you think you know what you're doing. And then so I think just like reaching out to the upperclassmen who've been there, they've done the things that you're about to go through. So it's like just using your resources, obviously time management is important, but just balancing being a student first and then being an athlete. So I think just like using your resources and obviously using your upperclassmen for, information about that kind of stuff.
Okay, awesome. And either of you have a question. Do y'all feel comfortable sharing any advice with future players that may want to come here to Prairie View, or future coaches, or anyone? Word of advice to anyone that's watching. Do y'all mind sharing some advice?
I would just say, don't be scared to just, get that exposure, like talk to coaches, ask them, what you could do better. If I'm a player that you think you could see on your team, and like what I can work on if not.
Yeah. I think overall, the recruiting process kind of starts early. It's important that, I know most universities have gone away from taking the SAT and ACTs and so forth. However, that helps with a financial aid package, right? So here at the university, we have several top tier scholarships that are based off of your test score. So that allows us to package that with and you'll get a better package. I think it's important that you visit. I mean, I think a lot of kids that we bring on campus don't realize the beauty that's back here off of 290. And that's a simple 10-minute drive, and take a look and see what we have to offer. Even our soccer facility for us it's the best one in the SWAC. It's the best one from HBCUs, and it's probably one of the top 10 in the state. I would put it up there. We're the only grass soccer specific field. A lot of universities have tracks around them and share it with football or whoever. We're not. It's all specific, and that's and I think that's something that's we need to expose, and also continue to expose the university and the great things it has to offer.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, that is all that I have for y'all today. Thank y'all so much for watching Coach's Corner. My name is Fajha Johnson. Once again, I have here with me Mr. Abe Garcia and Miss Mya Sheridan. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all later.